And also thank you for being able to bring us together. So now we met. And so, yes, the idea is the same, exactly the same. So where we are, where we want to be, right? So whether it's zero to hero, or I am today, I'm going through a lot of things. Where do I want to be tomorrow? And how to manage, right? So management, knowing, figuring things out, right? So every day we do have things to do, agenda, right? Agenda, to-do list. I call it to-do list. So every day I have a to-do list. Pretty much all of us do, right? So the night before, many of us, if we're managing ourselves, we make a little to-do list. Tomorrow I gotta go get my car fixed, go to work, pick up the kids, drive my wife, stuff like this, right? So, and all of these things require certain qualities in us, right? So whatever we do, whether it's professional, personal, those qualities are necessary to deliver the results, right? So some of these are expectations from others that are becoming our to-do list. So somebody expects me to be this way, so this is my to-do list. Or some of these things we feel we have to do. So we put it on ourselves. And we have to then put it on our to-do list and say, okay, I have to, let's say, in the workspace, get a promotion, for example. So I want to move my career forward. Or in my personal space, I want to spend more time with the family. I want to give my time more to my loved ones. So in other words, some things are expected of us, some things we expect of ourselves, right? So those pretty much things happening to all of us, right? And going through this to-do list, those are the qualities that I need to have. So if tomorrow I have to be, let's say, making a presentation, I have to give a speech, it requires certain skills, right? Certain abilities. If the next day I have to babysit my kids or grandkids or friends' kids or neighbors, those are different skills. It's not the same as public speaking. Yes, some can be translated, right? So I can gauge the audience, I can capture their attention, I can communicate, but many other things are not at all connected, right? So kids are gonna give you 2 seconds and run away. Here, audience, whether they like it or not, they'll be polite enough to stay, right? So, in other words, we have things to do, and this is how we need to do them. So, what happens often is that we have an opinion of how these things should be done. And our opinion of how to do it and what to do then determines the outcome. So if we have the opinion, oh, I can never get this done, no way. I can never get that promotion. I can never pass that test. I can never live up to expectations of my parents. Then my opinion is going to determine that outcome. The result will be that how I feel, right? On the other hand, if I say, hey, so-and-so did it, maybe I have a chance too. Let's say you decide to learn driving, right? And you've never driven a car. It's a little scary if you do it at an older age, right? Kids are kind of more intuitive, but so then you can say, well, I know so-and-so, he's double my age, he's doing it, so, or she's doing it, I can do it too, right? So there's a little bit of that feel towards what you're deciding to do or you're expected to do, right? But what's in the essence of all this, your opinion of yourself and your capacity and your potential is related to the level of confidence that you have in you to do what it is that you're deciding to do next, right? Whether it's your personal choice or expected if I say, oh, I can never get to that level, then there's a saying, you shoot yourself in the foot, meaning you block yourself, right? Because it's connected to the way I see myself, and it's connected to my self-worth and my self-confidence, right? Those things are connected. They form my opinion of myself. And then, of course, it can be either reinforced or negated by the external influence, by the outside world. So if your opinion is low, like of yourself in a negative way, and the external environment, which could be your colleagues, your friends, your family, who support that, then of course it's going to be a lot to handle. Because now you're feeling you're not good enough. They're telling you you're not good enough. You're beating yourself up, right? And that is a continuous vicious cycle. And at any level in our life, most of us experience that, to a small degree or a large degree, right? And including famous people that go through this, right? Celebrities go through this. We look at them, say actors on TV, oh, they have it all, they made it. They're successful, they're rich, they have houses and so on. All it takes one time when they feel low of themselves, they make a mistake, it becomes public, they fail, right? Someone cheated, oh, got caught on camera. The drugs, oh, we got you, right? The paparazzi are there for that. They get paid a lot of money to catch people getting weak, right? To catch people falling down. Rather than helping them to get back up, which is what you're doing here, they're testing your strengths, right? Public opinion. If you're a public figure, right, and you're giving public speech, or you're writing books, or you're giving talks on TV and so on, then you're constantly challenged, right? Let's say if it's election, you'll be challenged by your opponent, right? If you're going for promotion at your job, there is a competition. There's always someone less expensive and younger than you. Even if you're just starting out, there is a kid graduating tomorrow, he's still younger than you and he's still cheaper, right? So if I say there's no way I can beat that competition, whatever that is, it doesn't necessarily have to be in a professional field, but I'm using it as an example because it's easier to relate to, right? So then that's it. I've given up without trying, right? So now I understand, maybe I should give it a try, right? So people who support you around you will encourage you to give it a try. Or books that you read, or other sources of influence that you reach out for, they'll encourage you, right? And at the end of the day, they'll say, hey, what do you have to lose, right? Negative influences in your life will tell you, no way, forget it, drop it, right? And we're talking about meaningful steps. We're not talking about just silliness, right? Because obviously a good friend, if you're up to no good, will tell you drop it, right? So we're clear on this, right? So in the concept of you setting out to do something, to try it, feeling insecure, lacking that confidence, if you're in a supportive environment, you're lucky. You have good support system, it's called, right? Your wife, husband, children, parents, friends, colleagues. If you're not, a little bit more challenging, right? So let's go with the scenario if you're not, right? Because then it's why we're going through that. First, not everybody has that goodness of circumstances, right? Second, even if you do have positive influences around, when you are at this turning point, the decision is still up to you, right? So, as they say, listen to others, but decide for yourself, right? So, in the end of it, it's just you with you.